This is the 256th Taiku in the Babylonian Talmud, according to Rabbi Aharon Yehoshua Pessin. His book Taiku is a compilation of all of the unresolved and unanswered questions in the Babylonian Talmud, and he numbers each one and lists all 317 occurrences of the word Taiku in the Babylonian Talmud. And I started going from his book back in June of last year. Interestingly enough, it was during Operation Rising, was it? Rising Lion Cub or something. It was in June, that 12-day war in June of 2025 between Israel and Iran. And now, 256 days later, I'm not sure what that number is, but I did one per day. And so now this is day 256 from June 19th. Oh, yes, I see the connection. It was started on the day that is described in the Megillah Esther, in the book of Esther. There was a day when the scribes, after they were victorious and they had permission to fight back, or something like that, which I never understood. I mean, why do you need permission to fight back? Fighting is maybe the permission signified the fact that they would win. Maybe that was it. But anyway, the scribes wrote this on the 23rd day of Sivan. Last year, that was June 19th, and that was when I started. It's like at the end. And now, in Operation Roaring Lion, which started on February 28th of 2026, we're in Purim time. And the Purim story is actually, it came before. But I started the Taikus already after the victory. So it's kind of symbolic that I started from a victory, and now, even though the war is happening again, it's just something I'd like to connect. But anyway, this is the 256th Taiku. I mean, today is it's not Purim yet. Especially not for me. I live in Jerusalem, and so Shushan Purim will be on Wednesday, although it's close enough, right? It's close enough. So what's interesting is that 256 is the numerical value of the word Aharon, Aaron, and the word Aharon HaKohen, Aaron the priest, is Gematria Purim, which is 336, which I haven't yet found the connection from Aaron HaKohen to Purim, but there is some kind of connection with the golden calf, because Aaron and since Ki Tisa is oftentimes the parsha that Purim is on, like this year. Although Purim is sometimes in Tetzaveh, and sometimes it goes even as late as I've seen Purim goes late as Pekude, does that make sense? Yaakov Pekude could be Purim in a leap year. Anyway, the point is that 256 equals Aaron, which is Aaron HaKohen, which equals Purim. And Purim is upon us. So the 256th Taiku is in Chulin 17:8. With Boy Rav Yirmiyah. Now this is interesting. I mentioned this before, but I don't know if it's just me. If you have any comments on this, does Rav Yirmiyah ask the most Taikus? I think it's between Rav Papa and Rav Yirmiyah. Oh, 1 second here. Put on pause. Hello.
Hi there, how are you?
Oh, pretty good. Okay, yeah, I was just saying. That Rav Yirmiyah and Rav Papa, I think, are the most Taikus, and I wonder if there's some reason behind that. Rav Papa, I can see. Rav Papa asked the first Taiku. Rav Papa was the Amora that appears in the very first Taiku in the Babylonian Talmud, and what's interesting is that there's a tradition that when the Messiah comes, we'll have all the answers to the Taikus, and what's interesting is that the words Rav Papa equals 363. And the word Hamashiach equals 363. So I think that's really fascinating. And with that, let's do the Taiku. Boy Rav Yirmiyah Rabbi Yirmiyah raises a dilemma according to the opinion of Rabbi Akiva, who says that the meat of stabbing was permitted in the wilderness. If it was just in the Vela, it wasn't shechted properly, but it was just, okay, I don't understand that. They got months. I don't know exactly what he's referring to, but in any case, okay. With regard to the limbs of the meat of stabbing the Jewish people took with them to Eretz Yisrael, what is their halakhic status? Okay, so then they have, let's just say they stabbed it, but now they're in Israel. So now what do they do? Emas ilim b'sheva shikav shu hashda davar tameh yishtari lehu kasiv devarim kasiv ubati maleim kol tu Rabbi Yirmiyah bar Abba Amar Rav Kosle Nichazire Basar Nechira Bibai. The Gemara asks when. With regard to what period does Rabbi Yirmiyah raise his dilemma? If we say that the dilemma is with regard to 7 years during which they occupied the land, then now non-kosher items were permitted for them during that period, as it is written, and it shall be, when the Lord your God shall bring you into the land that he swore to your fathers, and houses full of all good things, and you shall eat and be satisfied. Deuteronomy 6, 10, and 11. Rabbi Yirmiyah bar Abba says, that Rav says, cuts of pig meat that they found in the houses were permitted for them. Really? That doesn't make any sense. The Torah says, why was it permitted? It is necessary to say, Rabbi Yirmiyah, that cuts of pig meat were permitted. Why would that be? Okay, so the Kal V'chomer, like if pig meat was, then all the more so just an avela would be permitted. Ela al achar mikam yivaisema yoilam b'sheva shekav shul ki yesh tari lahu shalal she'oidu chavim nidu v'yesh tari Taiku. Rather, Rabbi Yirmiyah's dilemma is with regard to the period thereafter. And if you wish, say instead, actually this dilemma is with regard to the 7 years during which they conquered the land, as perhaps when the forbidden food was permitted for them, it was specifically food from the spoils of Gentiles, but their own forbidden food was not permitted. The Gemara concludes, the dilemma shall stand unresolved. So was this meat permitted or not? Because if it was from the Gentiles, okay. But if it's their own forbidden food, it's not permitted. So was it permitted if it transferred from the wilderness to the land of Israel? Is that nevela meat permitted or not? Because I don't even know how they established that stabbing meat was permitted in that. Where did they get that from? But anyway, that is the 256th unresolved question in the Babylonian Talmud, to which we must wait until the coming of Messiah, the son of David and the son of Joseph, and Elijah the prophet is said to answer our questions.